non-partisan organization working to make sure the next president is committed to being a problem solver. We're asking all the presidential candidates to make the problem solver promise, which is a commitment to our 4 goals of creating 25 million new jobs, securing Social Security and Medicare, balancing the budget and energy security, as well as a commitment to bring together the House and Senate leaders from both parties within the first 30 days of the next administration to begin work on at least one of the goals. Can I count on you to make that promise?
Sure, guys. I want to solve problems. And I'll work with anyone that's serious about solving problems. But we're going to have some fights, because there are some issues that we just don't agree on. The Democrats are never going to cooperate with me on repealing and replacing Obamacare. They're just not. We're going to have an election over that, and we will, and we're going to win. They're never going to agree with me. Many of them are. I'm never going to get some of them to agree with me on the Second Amendment. Okay, Hillary Clinton and I will never see eye to eye on the Second Amendment, and neither will I and Barack Obama. That's why we have elections. Now, if there are issues that we can work on together, I have a history of doing that. As the Speaker of the Florida House, I did that. I've done it now in the Senate. Look, I've worked extensively on higher education issues. For example, I love coming to places like this. I see people working. These are good jobs. We don't train enough people to do this kind of work anymore. You know, we started telling people in this country, oh, you know, trade school are for the kids that aren't smart enough to go to college. That is a lie. Trade school and vocational training is for people that want to make 40 or 50 grand a year at 18 years of age. And we stopped training people to do that. When I'm president, we're going to make it easier to train people to do that. And we can work with Democrats to achieve that. All of my higher education ideas, which I believe passionately in, because I owed over $100,000 in student loans, personally. When I became a U.S. Senator, I still owed over $100,000 in student loans. And so I have a bunch of ideas about student loan debt. Every single one of them is bipartisan. I have one that makes income-based repayment, the automatic method of repayment with Mark Warner. I have one that makes right to know before you go, that colleges have to tell you how much people make when they graduate from that school with that degree before you take out a loan. That's bipartisan with Ron Wyden. I have bipartisan ideas on foreign policy. There's a terrorist group called Hezbollah. Today, there are new sanctions against Hezbollah because I passed the law and the president signed a law that created new sanctions. And I did that in partnership with your home state senator, Jeanne Shaheen, 3 weeks ago. So of course I'm willing to work with anyone. But I'm going to tell you, if you want to fix the problems in America, I'm willing to work with anyone. But if you're trying to fundamentally change America, if you're trying to make us more like the rest of the world, if you're trying to undermine our national security, then I'm going to fight you every step of the way. But absolutely, I am always looking for the opportunity to work together to solve problems. And I do think there are some issues we can work on in this country, and you named them. Who doesn't want to save Social Security and Medicare? I do. My mom is on Social Security and on Medicare. I live in Florida. You may not know this, but there are a lot of people on Social Security and Medicare. I don't just want to create 25 million new jobs. They have to be jobs that pay more. It's not just enough to have a job. It's got to be a job that pays enough money so you can own a home, save for retirement, send your kids to school, be able to retire at a reasonable age with dignity and security. I think these are all very laudable goals, and I will work with anyone that's serious about achieving them. I always have, and I always will.